Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you are in your day. I hope you're feeling loved and blessed. What is all this? I got my thing on. Put hair, so I want my hair to dry naturally. And this is often how I look regularly. So, uh, cause that's what I do. And okay. So I was sitting there drinking my coffee this morning. Well, it was like 11:30, but that's my time. I don't care. I'm on my time. So I was sitting there drinking my coffee, and my ears started ringing. I get really bad tinnitus and vertigo, and so I just stopped and I just closed my eyes and just sat through it. And I know this might sound crazy, but you can believe it or not, but I seen like an arrow, but the arrows were pointing in both directions. And I was like, that's strange. And I was like, no, it's not. That's spirit, right? Communicating with symbols, I guess. And but yeah, just and that was it. I sat there just going, okay, arrows. Okay, let me just sit there. And I just sat there with my eyes closed, just waiting for that ringing to stop. And just yeah, that was it. Just arrows. Like one no, it was not only arrows. It was like one big arrow, but it was like pointing, and like I said, pointing in both, not both directions, in opposite directions. So, I mean, if we translate that, if we give some meaning to that, I mean, that's just a matter of going, which direction do you want to go in? Right. So I figured this must be the message that needs to be, message received, message sent, message received. Message won't be, we'll get the same message till the message is received, right? Until it resonates with the right one. But what I saw was the arrow going in either direction. So a choice needs to be made. Got to make that decision. And it's either this way or that way. We have a tendency to complicate things, right? And it's just a matter of taking the problem at hand. And, sometimes it's good to make that decision by creating two plans. So this is what we're doing. Like I said, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and night, wherever you are in your day. I hope you're feeling loved and blessed. It's March 7th. Let's backtrack. It's March 7th, 2026, Saturday, ruled by the World card, which is about completion and ending of a cycle. Okay, and the planet Saturn. So what we're doing today, what I created is a spread for that. So we're also gonna add into this information for y'all is that moon is in Scorpio and the sun is in Pisces. I'm going to try and add that in there for everybody. And I must say, hey, I got two more subscribers. I went from 28 to 30. Welcome in. Thank you for subscribing. What's up? Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you share, and do all of them things. I'd really appreciate it, and it'll help me grow this new chat. It is new, so if you're like, where's all the people? Hello, but make sure you share it out, and we'll get some more folks in here, right? Uh, this is your place for your daily tarot. If you know somebody who wants to learn tarot, tell them to come by this way because I share, every day like the tarot of the day tarot card. I am listening to music because it helps me think. Believe it or not, it helps me with my focus. And you guys can't listen to it because of YouTube's rules and regulations. So I'm enjoying the music. You can put out whatever you need to enjoy your day. And we'll do it like that. You know what I'm saying? This is, yep. Can you guess what color I like? Although I do wear black. I'm either all black or all pink. There's, well, my pants are black. Black is one of my favorite colors. Black and pink. Those are my two colors. And purple. Like purple shirt. I either like skulls. I'm either extreme. I'm extreme. Either this I'm a black and skulls or pink and butterflies. Okay. All right. And my cards are purple too. I love purple. So moon, let's talk about it. Get your tea. Moon is in Scorpio. And this is creating the need to delve into your feelings. You're probably feeling like a little emotional because the moon represents your subconscious and your illusions. And Scorpio, that's Scorpio is the scorpion, very sensitive. Okay. Your desire right now for meaningful exchange is high. You're not looking for no small talk, no bullshit. You want like the exchange, even if it means some dollars. Like you know what I'm saying? Put some money on it. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. Yeah. All right. You're being pushed to exchange many things right now. To change, excuse me, you're being pushed to change many things right now. Okay, that's Moon in Scorpio. Sun in Pisces. All right, Pisces signifies a deeply empathetic, intuitive, and creative personality. All right, driven by emotional connection and spiritual depth. This is a mutable water sign. All right, these are our healers, these are our dreamers, our artists. They're very intuitive, but you're also prone to escapism. We kind of have that in common. As I'm a Virgo, I'm a Earth sign. I like to keep it. You know what I'm saying? Keep it low key. All right. So you're about service, sacrifice, compassion, and mysticism. And this transcends limits without losing yourself along the way. Okay. So what we're doing is it's going to be a little bit different because there's going to be one card in the middle, and that's going to tell us what the problem, what's going on, what's the situation, what's the word, bird. Okay, and then we're going to do two. Like I said, there's two paths because there's when you're making a decision, when you're making a decision, right? You got to pick a path. You got to pick a path. So these are going to tell us which way to go. Which way to go, right? So, like I said, it's going to be one card here. Take it down a little bit so you can see better. It's going to be one card here. That's the problem. That's the situation. All right. And then on both sides, we're going to put three cards. And that's going to tell us the connection, the problem, the advice, and the outcome. Okay. How to handle that problem. rather, that first card, how to handle that problem, how to take on that problem, what decision has to be made to take on that problem, rather. Okay. All right, so we're going to keep shuffling with our purpose and intent. All right. All right. We're going to cut the deck like we cut the check, like we cut the negativity out of our lives. All right. All right. Let's take it down a little bit more so you can see this out the way. T out the way. All right. So, like I said, card one, este problema. And then one, two, three, one, two, three, the two paths. So we'll lay them out. Let's see, maybe we'll do one path and then we'll do the second path and we'll see how they interconnect. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull out the problem. Okay, what's going on? What's the situation? Because it's about making a decision for a situation. Okay, all right. Again, okay. You saw me shuffle. You saw me. We see this card a lot, don't we? So until the message is received, the message will be sent. King of Pentacles. The problem is about getting control and authority and protecting your assets, protecting your resources, protecting your body. Your pentacles represents your physical things, resources, and your body. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn could step up. It's about protecting your assets, and that includes your whole self. Your whole sense of well-being is at stake right now, and you have to protect that, and you have to decide how to protect that and how to lead that. So that makes sense to have the king card because it's which way do you lead, right? Because it's about taking authority and being protective because that's what the king is. He's the leader, he's the authority, and he is the protector. So learning how to protect your sense of well-being and or your resources being your assets. What's in your bank account, right? What's in your wallet, right? All right. So like I said, three cards to tell us the step to take to gain the leadership and authority and protect your resources, physical things, and or your body being your sense of well-being, your ability to ground and or your finances. So problem card one being that connection towards that first step, justice, baby. Finding that balance. Justice is all about balance and or a legal situation, finding justice, right? But also that balance, balancing out your resources, balancing out your financial situation so that you can be in leadership of your assets. Right. All right. So that is the first card for the first side of making a decision. This is path one. This will be path two. So, card two is the advice on how to achieve this goal. What's the first step? Death. This is about changing that. This is about letting go. This is about allowing that birth. Because after that death is going to be that rebirth, right? This is about transformations. This is about ending it. Okay. This also represents Scorpio, and Moon is in Scorpio. So, that energy being, that subconscious energy that you have, maybe thinking that you don't deserve to have balance in your life. You don't understand how it feels to be stable. maybe you've always lived in a state of poverty, right? So it just, you don't understand how it feels to have stability. So you have to let that transformation happen and put it to death, put it to rest, right? Put it to rest. That mental way of thinking that maybe you just don't deserve stability, or because you just don't know what it feels like, right? So you got to put that idea to rest. Okay. And justice shall be served, right? Okay, so the outcome for this path, okay, if you take these steps and make these changes and allow yourself the justice, okay, so that you have leadership of your assets, is the Ace of Cups. Ace is all about new beginnings and potentials. Cups representing relationships, okay? Emotions and creativity. This could be the sacrifice. This is representative water. This is representative, again, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Moon is in Scorpio, Sun is in Pisces, okay? So this is all about that potential and that taking that first step, okay, that first step into that emotion, right? Because we're talking about this being a way of the way you think, how you feel about your life and who you are, and saying, you know what, I am worthy of having stability. Okay. All right. So let's move over to the other path, because what we're dealing here with is emotions and way of thinking. So let's see what we got going over here, because this path is about changing the way you feel, okay, about your situation. Okay? So card 1, coming from the problem here is being the King of Pentacles and not taking leadership and authority and protecting your physical things, resources, and or your body, being your sense of well-being and or your money. Okay. Here we have on this side Knights of Pentacles. This is more physical. Okay, this is about taking that quest and acting quickly. As I always say with my knights, is knights to the rescue. Knights to the rescue. You have to be fast in your quest and taking care of your resources. This being more your physical finances. Okay, this isn't the emotional side. This is the actual action of taking the authority and taking the quest and starting that balancing out and rescuing your finances. Okay, this is about the quest. Okay, to have this authority and have that structure and stability and leadership and authority and protecting your assets. Okay, so the advice to start this process to gain control of your resources. Okay. Stay your ass at home. Stop spending your money. Okay. The Hermit represents a Virgo. Okay. But the Virgo is all about introspection, wisdom, solitude, self discovery, and contemplation. Stay your ass at home and stop spending your money. That's what that's saying, okay? You want authority and control over your money, okay? You spend a little too much over here. You think, you think you need what you need. You probably don't need it. So stay your ass at home. The physical action of taking care of your asses is just gonna be you not spending your money on things that you don't really absolutely need, right? Because we live on the consumption, right? Consumerism. We are consumers. That's what they want us to be, because consumerism is is a way of holding us down. They make us feel like we gotta be a certain way, we gotta live a certain way, we gotta have a certain thing, and to be accepted by society. Well, we need to learn to say, well, screw what anybody thinks, right? You have to live for yourself. Okay, you don't have to uh, finesse nobody. You don't have to try and be fancy for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Keep your ass at home. That's what that is. That is the hermit. Okay. So the outcome, if you take more control of your assets, okay, right? The knights to the rescue. All right. Staying your ass at home. The outcome shall be. Hallelujah. Thank you. This is the world card. You will have that completion. You will have that stability in your life. Now, mind you, hello, tarot. Thank you, spirits. Okay, all right. The cosmos connection, the galactical connection. Okay, this is today's card. If you've been paying attention, okay, Saturday is represented by the world card and the planet Saturn. Okay. If you take these steps, you will have your completion. You will put an end to that cycle of poverty. Okay. Because poverty is a cycle. And the only one you can be born into it and you can take yourself out of it, right? And you can also put yourself in it, right? Because that's what we got over here. You're putting yourself in it, you can take yourself out of it. Okay? Bam. Bam. Okay, Tarot said. Bam. Okay, it's not me. You see me shuffle, you see me shuffle, you see me cut the deck. There's no, okay? I press record. I don't press pause. I'm not going through the deck. I'm not placing them in an order that they'll pop up magic. Well, I mean it is kind of magic. It's cosmic. It's the tarot. Okay? So, yeah, take the action side, not the emotional side. Okay? Cuz remember you got to put that to an end. You got to let that come to an end. That emotional, right? Justice, balance it out, balancing out your emotions, right? Putting it to rest, and that new potential. You have the potential if you let go of all those emotions, that potential's there. It'll happen. But if you take the path of least resistance, you'll get there a whole lot faster because your your ultimate goal is to have the everything balanced out and leadership and authority and protective of your resources, your finances, your bank account will grow if you keep your ass at home. Stay off the internet, stay off of Timu, stay off of Shane or whatever, all those places, Amazon, you know what I'm saying? Because you making them rich and then they just start wars. Oh, there goes that. Oh, Lord, y'all. My head is ringing. What? Oh, my ear is ringing. So, okay. There might be another message coming through, but we're gonna have to wait and see or listen to this one out. Um, thank you for stopping by. Whoever just subscribed, what's up, fam? What's up? Welcome to the crazy house. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I know that. I'm caffeine and Seroquel. But yeah, but it ain't me. It's the tarot. So take the path of least resistance. All right, we're gonna close this one up. We appreciate the spirits coming through, and I appreciate you stopping by. And leave me a subscribe, leave me a like, and leave me a comment, and tell me how you're doing. Okay, all right. That's it for today. We up and we out. Have a beautiful weekend. And don't forget, stay sassy.